brainstem. All of that. All right. So, medulla oblongata. On this one, my best teaching would be here, 20, based on the way they labeled this guy. All right. So that part, that's going to be medulla oblongata. Medulla oblongata. All right. So now this big bump here, I see 16 here, so that's what I'm going to go with. That's going to be your pons. All right. Here has an A and a D, so you can go with that as well if you're remembering it based on numbers. All right. So up here, I'm going to go on this side. C is going to be your midbrain. All right. So everybody's got that. So that's region is going to be brainstem, medulla oblongata, pons. Hopefully it's not an explosion coming. And C is no, unless there's a fire alarm. It's probably the air conditioner. And C is going to be midbrain. Is it? I'm actually warm. But then again, I'm the one up there teaching. All right. So here, next is cerebellum. So that's where we'll go next. All right. So these two together, that's going to be your cerebellum. All right. So arbor vitae, you have to split them up to see the white on the inside. So that's going to be, I guess, C on this one. That's arbor vitae. Okay. When you put them together, that structure there is how you get your vermis. All right. And then cerebellar cortex, like I said, is just going to be that outer cork. So like on the first couple millimeters, that's going to be on the outer region. All right. So you don't have to get too crazy with that one. But it's more, like I said, it's more of a significance for lecture than anything else, to be honest. All right. So we got the cerebellum out the way. Now we're going to the diencephalon. All right. Actually, I'm going to use a pen just that way we can see. Actually, pencil. I don't want to chill it. The stick? You want me to use the stick instead? Oh, thank you. You guys are used to the stick, I see, with the 203. All right, so now, everything from here, so you see all that? Now I'm circling right now? All of that, that's going to be all diencephalon. All right, so everything obviously above the midbrain, everything below the fornix of the cerebrum. All right, so below the fornix and above the midbrain, all of that is diencephalon. All right? Excuse me, I circled that accidentally. There we go. All that. All right? So now, this first region, we're doing it in order, excuse me. So we'll do the epithalamus, which is back here. All right? So part of that is choroid plexus, but this last part, where it says K, that should indicate your pineal gland. Yeah, that should indicate your pineal gland.
Okay, is the pineal gland or epithalamus?
Well, epithalamus is going to be that structure in general. So everything back here is going to be epithalamus,
Okay.
but the pineal gland would be the actual bump itself, the K.
So K is the gland, and then the whole lesion is epithalamus, right?
Yes. All right. So now, as we go forward, I'm getting thalamus. So that's going to be this region here. And then this little yellow bump, which has an N on top of it. That'll be your intermediate mass, right? Interthalamic adhesion, etc. All right. Now, if we go forward and go down, going down, that's going to be hypothalamus. So that region there is hypothalamus. All right. Now we have that stick there. That's your infundibulum, and that's going to hold your pituitary. So don't confuse pineal with pituitary. Pituitary is the master gland. It's the longer name, so think the master is going to have a longer name, I guess, in this case. Pineal. I have nothing clever for that one, so come back to me for that one. All right. So we got all those out the way. So now we're up to the cerebrum. All right. So cerebrum is this entire thing here, all of that cerebrum. So we'll just go from the inside. Cerebral cortex, once again, that's going to just be the outer cork, right? So about 1 or 2 millimeters. And this one's not colored, so you're not going to be able to indicate it. So like I said, on a practical, it probably won't even be an issue. Corpus callosum. All right. No, I just want, because you practice how you write how you practice. So keep that in mind. So corpus callosum is going to be this white matter here. All right. So all that's going to be corpus callosum. All right. Actually, you can include the fornix as well.
Do you have letters for it?
A, P, Q, L, S. Which one do you want? There's a few because they have particular names, but you just need to know corpus callosum. That's also, now you also see why I don't go too much into the letters. That's why. So that's going to be all corpus callosum. All right. Septum pellucidum. So here you see that little fleshy part. That tends to represent septum pellucidum. Is that a T? You see that to me looks like a very scripted R. So perception. But all right, you guys say T. I'll go with T. That T, that thing there, yeah, septum pellucidum. That's going to be the right. So that's going to be that. Remember that division that's going to separate the interventricular, or rather the lateral ventricles, right? Because remember, lateral ventricle 1 is going to be here. So actually, if it asks what ventricle is this on the test, that's actually good that I'm actually reviewing this now. If it asks for a ventricle here, you know that's the lateral ventricle. Lateral ventricle actually rests in there. In here, the third ventricle rests here. All right? Now that I got everybody here, I see. And then where it says D in here, exactly, that's going to be your fourth. Right. That's going to be your fourth ventricle. And then here you can see the cerebral aqueduct. The interventricular foramen is actually way deep in there. I can actually see it, but I don't know if you can see it. But don't worry about it. I'm just showing you. That's actually where it would lead into the third ventricle. All right? So did I cover everything there? I did. Anything else while I'm here serving fries and milkshakes and all that good stuff?
We have a mammillary body.
Mammillary body?
Can we continue with the...
That's actually down here, but that's not on the list.
Okay.
So remember, if it's not on the list, don't. I mean, unless you want extra, I can give you extra, but I don't think you want extra, right? I didn't think you want extra. I think that's a lot you already have going on. Yeah. But yeah, basically you got the mammillary bodies like down there, and then you also have the commissures, you know. But like I said, don't worry about them. They're not. I'm not going crazy with them. All right. So what's next? Oh, the gyri. All right. So keep in mind, gyrus in general is just going to be any one of these rises. Any of this, that's a gyrus. All right. But we have particular gyri that we discuss. So here, this person marked it up, which I guess is in our favor for now, because now we easily can see the sulcus, known as central sulcus. Right. So now from the central sulcus, we have this big gyrus back here, and we have this one up in the front. Well, technically, it should go that way, but whatever. The one in the back is going to be post-central, right? And then the one in the front is going to be your pre-central, right? And then each one of those, one's going to be your sensory, one's going to be your motor, which you'll learn about more when you study the homunculus man in your lecture. You'll know what I mean when you see it. It's basically a man that has like big lips and hands and feet. It's basically distinguishing what parts, how much of the nerves actually innervates those parts of the body. All right, so sulci. So we got one already. We got central. Right, so we got another one marked up here. It's going to be our lateral. And then the one back here, like I said, just look for a deep one. Right, so you can see that one there. That's pretty deep. So we can use that as our parietal occipital, right? All right. That's actually a pretty good one there. So that one there, parietal occipital sulcus. And then you can see they're pretty far from each other. So this is lateral. This is obviously lateral. This is central, parietal occipital. So you're good there.
We know the lobes, but
Do you? Or are you speaking for yourself?
I know.
I'm pretty sure that everybody's got me here. I'm sure everybody wants me to go over the lobes, right? You see? I knew
No,
it.
I was just asking about the insula. You can
Answer? Well, I might as well cover them all, so it's okay. Well, I'm here. So as we divided the sulci are going to give us rise to our lobes. So looking at this as anterior, that's going to be our frontal. This is going to be our parietal, right? Good. This is going to be our temporal. Now the insula, like I said, you have to see open inside, and that's going to be your insula. All right? So there you go. And that should be everything, right, on there? Sure, what's your question?